Live from the headquarters of Common Sense, this is Common Sense Christianity. As always, I'm your host, Ethan Foster, here today with another episode, guys. We just did an episode a few minutes ago, but I decided to do a separate video for this. I'm responding to a few comments I gotten on my atheist versus Christian debate video, which go check that out. I found a very good conversation with my friend Gabe, and we also have a part one of that conversation on my podcast from a couple weeks ago. So this person writes, he quotes a bunch of people, there is no religion without love, and people may talk as much as they like about their religion, but if it does not teach them to be good and kind to beast as well as man, it is all a sham. Anna Sewell, author of Black Beauty. I hope I said that right and not embarrassing myself over YouTube. And he writes another quote: "We have enslaved the rest of the animal creation and have treated our distant cousins in fur and feathers so badly that beyond doubt, if they were able to formulate a religion, they would depict the devil in human form." William Ralph. And he writes another one: "As long as people will shed the blood of innocent creatures, there can be no peace, no liberty, no harmony between people. Slaughter and justice cannot dwell together." Isaac Bashevis Singer. And he says, I used to turn a blind eye to suffering of animals for my food, clothing, entertainment, and household items. I used to tell myself that animals didn't matter, that my needs far exceed the needs of some chicken in a factory. Humans are superior. At least that is what I thought. Then I could no longer live with myself, participating in the exploitation and murder of others for my selfish needs. And then I went vegan and really became me. So the interesting thing I find about this comment is that it had absolutely nothing to do with the conversation that we were having, at least on the YouTube video. Now, obviously, I eat meat. I love steak. I love hamburgers. I love all that typical American food. Do I think animals are treated unfairly? Sure. But what do you expect me to do about it? I mean, those are the giant corporations that do that. So you have to take it to them. Now, sure, you can be vegan all you want to. But for me, let me eat what I want to eat. What does that have to do with religion whatsoever? I know plenty of atheists that enjoy a nice hamburger. So why do you care? Why are you making this a Christian issue? So I reply, I'm confused on the point you're trying to make to me. And then he responds, I find it disturbing when Christians claim to worship the so-called King of Peace, but yet choose to support the most violent industries on the planet on a daily basis in the name of a trivial, momentary taste sensation. Yes, I enjoy good food if that's what you mean. I mean, really? Dude, if you want to talk about suffering, I'm sure this dude has like an iPhone or something, or Samsung. Where do you think those are made? Those are made in Chinese sweatshops. So, I mean, I can apply the same thing to you, unless you don't consider Chinese people worthy of the same standard. So should we ban iPhones? Should we stop using phones and telecommunications? Because that's the argument you're making here. And then I respond, all of the objections you're going to use this one. Forget who some Christians support. It's irrelevant to the conversation. Can you give me a specific industry? And I guess we will continue the conversation from there. And he says, better yet, if you really want to know, check out this recent TED Talk, which describes the industry I'm speaking of. So he automatically assumes I haven't researched the issue at all. I have. And yes, I don't like animals living in that type of environment. But when it comes to them living in that environment and me eating, I choose me eating. Now let's come together and figure out a better way of treating animals, but still feeding people. And then some random dude comments when I was making some random comparison. He quotes me, I don't want to be political. Then immediately misrepresents Bernie Sanders and trashes socialism. Trust me, I have a political podcast. I have never misrepresented Bernie Sanders and socialism. I've said the straight truth about him. But we will not be getting into that. Check out the Sons of Liberty podcast if you want to hear me misrepresent Bernie Sanders. Anyway, I asked him how I misrepresent Bernie Sanders. Still hasn't responded. And I responded to the dude earlier after he had me watch his TED Talk. And he says, okay. I say, okay, I just watched the video and it's pretty interesting, but I still don't get why you're specifically pointing to this to me and Christians. And it says, as I said previously, I find it ironic that Christians and the follower of other religions claim to be based on peace and love, yet they willingly support and defend the obscure atrocities described in the TED Talk. Actions speak much louder than words or sentiments. In order to align a theist's actions with their beliefs, it is a moral imperative to stop supporting the unthinkable violence, exploitation, and slaughter of helpless, innocent beings in the name of a taste preference. This short 4-minute video may help you further increase your awareness, and it was a very disturbing video, by the way, pretty much proving his point. In addition, if you want to learn more about these issues from the Christian perspective, here is a good look at a website he just lists some sources there. Again, this is not meant for a debate about my food preferences. This is a debate about the ultimate reality of the universe, whether God is real, whether Jesus was the Messiah. What does this have to do with religion at all? Why are you putting it down and selecting theists to talk about this? Atheists eat meat too. There's Christians who are vegan and there's atheists that are vegan. It's not a religious issue at all. Let Christians support the meat industries if they want to. How is that even in conflict with our religious beliefs? Jesus ate meat. It's like how when Christians say you're not supposed to drink alcohol, Jesus drank wine. I mean, are you kidding me, man? This doesn't even make sense to me. It's an interesting conversation to have, but don't make it about religion. It has absolutely nothing to do with religion. And I say, I understand what you're saying, and I hope someday we will find a better way to do these things. I don't speak for other theists because they have their own opinions on these subjects. I love animals and nature. That said, I eat meat. I see nothing wrong with me eating it. I'm up to having the discussion of making the process more humane, but I still need to eat. I do believe that these animals have value and should be cared for, but I can't do anything about that. My mom has made me watch documentaries about this stuff, and I'm fully aware of the issue. But again, I still need to eat, and they need to be treated more humanely. We have to find middle ground on this issue. I mean, is it really that hard? Why are you taking issue with me on a video that has absolutely nothing to do with it? None whatsoever. And he replies back, and I haven't replied to this in writing yet, but I'll go in and do that after this video. He says, but you can do something about it as every choice you make affects others. Humans have no need to consume the flesh, milk, or eggs of animals, and in addition to the extreme violence and abuse, doing so also directly related to many diseases and environmental destruction. I've been vegan for over 13 years and have friends who have been vegan for decades. There is no way to love animals and still pay to have them killed so you can consume their corpses. The only reason you see nothing wrong with it is that you are completely disconnected from the process. Okay, do you understand evolution at all? It's all a battle for the fittest, my friend. Animals eat other animals all the time. Why can't we? I do not get your point here. You're telling me I'm disconnected from the process. No, I'm not. I mean, it's very simple to research these things. Yes, I am horrified by it, but also I need to eat. And I'm not going to go out into the mountains hunting, my friend. So again, propose something else. Because your strategy will not work for most of society. You can be vegan if you want to, if that's how you feel. But don't sit here and criticize me for choosing to eat meat. And he continues, there also is no way to humanely kill someone who wants to live. If you would not wish to experience something yourself, how can it ever be justified or humane to force others to experience it? Because they're animals, they're not humans, my friend. Regardless of their species. Instead of trying to find a right way to do the wrong thing, why not look into changing your diet to a much more ethical and compassionate way of eating? It has never been easier to do so, and along with the resources I already gave you, here are 3 tremendous documentaries on Netflix you should watch. The Game Changes, Cowspiracy, What the Health. Okay, I'm done. Dude, if you want to be vegan, be vegan. I could care less. I'm very libertarian on this stuff. But leave me alone. I want to eat meat. I don't get what's so wrong with that. Most of us eat meat. I love hamburgers. I love steak. And I don't even know why I'm on this. This is a channel about religious debate, not talking about meat and whether we should be allowed to kill cows or not. Is it humane to kill animals? Sure. Yeah. It's nature, dude. If a wolf can hunt a buffalo, for example, you wouldn't have a problem with that. You don't want to say, "Oh, wolf, you need to go vegan, my friend." And you're comparing them on the same level as humans. Animals are not on the same levels as humans. But clearly, this is a theist and atheist difference. I don't know how most atheists think of it. But for Christians, obviously, we think we're made in the image of God. Now, this should have nothing to do with the debate, but you brought it up. I don't know why I'm wasting my time making a video about this, but I felt really passionate in a way to respond to you, because you should not care about our personal choices. That is the problem with society today. Everybody's too worried about what the other person is doing. Leave people alone. Let me make my YouTube videos about God and Christ and so forth. You don't have to participate in it. If you don't want to eat meat because you think it's so brutal to kill something, which death happens all the time, then go ahead, dude. Float your boat. And that's all I got to really say. I see no problem with me eating meat. Again, I do not like seeing animals suffer. None of us like seeing anything suffer. But I think it is still a personal decision. And that's where I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for listening to this episode of, I guess, a stranger episode of Common Sense Christianity. We don't deal with issues like eating meat. Oh, give me a break. I'm starting to get a little frustrated about it. But be entitled to your own opinions. It's a free country, and let it remain so. Don't force your environmental justice bullcrap on me and every other meat-eating person on this planet. And until next time, I'm Ethan Foster here with Common Sense Christianity.